scramble life with sleep. This be where you find your peace, from confusion to release. You are seen.
Utani bantu bomquba igama lami ndingusilindile uMampinga umbhalo waqosha into omntwana ngabi nokuya ifuna into ndifuna abadala kuthiwa phumani bantwana ndifuna udlala nemyoka. That's the romance right there. Abantu bakudala babe romantic qha nina noningazi kwangafana ngoba bengathengi flowers ne-chocolate nentoni kodwa ke nabo benendlela yabo yabona ukuba mababe romantic. Guys, welcome to another episode ye-Unstrong Life with Slee. Ndiyabulela bethuna nzomane ndisitsho noba nizodela idiko nangombulelo wam asiyo nto ngaphandle kwenu ngoba uyahlala ubukele usebenzisa idatha yakho uziphi ixesha lethu usinikeze feedback and njengoba nandihlala ndisitsho uba ndingumuntu owakhekayo uba mhlawumbi khona into obonayo uba funeka siyi-ede, we are open to that. If uka-subscribe right now, press that button i-subscription uzobona xa ugqiba upressa kune-bell, just press that so that uzofumana notifications whenever we release a new episode. Ke namhlanje bethuna ndiphethe omnye uvuti andazi uba ngiqale ngaphi, but I'm so excited ukuhlala nomuntu onezinqwazi ezininzi. Sizawuzibreak it down zonke yenzele sazi uba ungubani uBhuxoliseka obuya all the way from Eastern Cape eMbizana kodwa ngoku guys usuka ePretoria. Imagine uba njengoba siqala ngoku usuke nina fasuke khona bhuti wami. Welcome to Unscramble Life with Slee.
Thank you very much.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you for having me. It's good to be here.
Yes, sir. I read your bio.
Okay.
It's colorful.
Oh, all right.
I loved everything that I read there. It's so prominent. Maske siqale ngoku before ke ngoku sinxibe ezizinqwazi kubani uBhuxoliseka.
Okay. You know, xa ndisiya kwi-interview for umsebenzi ndiyayizonda le question ethi tell us about yourself.
Yes.
I've always never loved it.
Yeah.
But ke in short njengoba soshilo ndizalwe eMbizana, ndiyayithanda ke ngoba uthi xa uqala uzintroduce uthi kuzithutha uthi ke nam ndikuxelele uba ndingubani. Uxoliseka ke mna kwaMatharha ndizalwa ngusisi wayo nosisimantakana. Ndikhwesha ubuxhanga umhlanga lantakazi bazolona umhlanga challenge qopla kaqopho kosigonyela into mandiva kandive ngevumba. Import ngapha eMbizana ngusazela siyavuma.
Okay.
So ndizelwe ndangokuqala ekhaya, ndilandela ke inkumbi yabantwana abayi7. So omnye ke unfortunately passed on, so sheke siyi6 now. I'm not complaining about anything. They are a blessing, a very wonderful family, from very dusty place, yazi Mbizana, endaweni ekuthokusela ukholo, ndakhulela khona ke for many years. After that ndamuva ndaya eMthatha apho bendiyofunda khona tertiary. Ndihleli eMthatha njengoba kona usuka kuTsolo nje. Ngumakhelwane manje ndisiya ke pha what you call i-College of Agriculture phaa kuTsolo.
Isekhona ne? And bayi-renovate le. Oh, it's beautiful.
Ibonakala ngathi yawa.
Yeah, now ndilibele because but it's beautiful and akudala i-renovate. It's sithe silibale xa ufika phana liba nokuTsolo. Oh, it's beautiful.
Wow,
it's beautiful. And the reason that I had an opportunity to go to Ebona, my son is into agric. Unfortunately, again, applications zakhe, it was a second opt.
Oh.
When he was applying for varsity. So what he got then yeah, so it was a second opt. But that's when I got to know about it. Yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so not yazile Kitsolo through that. Yes. 13 years Mthatha. So ndibona wena uthi una 20 years useGoli.
Mna ndifike eGoli ngo-1993.
1993.
Yes, ndikhulela apha mna.
Hayi ukhulele apha.
Ndikhulela apha.
Ndifike ke eGoli ngo-2005. 2005, yeah.
Yes, that was 21 years ago.
Yes, okay. Yes, so na 21 years ndilapha. So ke ndimtata abantwana ababini Buhlale noQaqamba.
Okay. That's my name. uQaqamba ligama lami.
Uyaxoka.
I swear.
Okay.
Cha alike zange liyabona ifumane
banga prominent.
Yes, kodwa my aunt usabi sister Q. So uthe xa isithi ngu-Q niqamba
Oh,
understand. Yes.
Okay. Cacile must be not Thixo lento siyidingisayo inothixo. So nditshate noLinki all the way from Limpopo mina ndisuke Eastern Cape. So sazodibana apha ePitori xa kuthi xa ndithatha ngapha
usisake ibambo lakho.
Usibambo lami apha. So sihlala Silverton Pretoria. That's where we are. Okay, what else? Yeah, ndim lo.
So now usuke ekhaya. Andisivi isimpolo umdrambe mapha kuwe.
Yo, ndifike nini? Okay, by the way, kulanda wendikuyo elikholo.
Okay.
Sikwi-generation apho siye sathi xa sikhule yabe seyiphela le generation kuthiwa kuntontoza that thing lithi xa ithetha ndothukile xa ndifika apha eGoli ndisiva amaNdebele because amaNdebele anawo laa nto isikhethu so xa sikhula ke thina sifike sikhule sele ifade out la generation yabantu abantontozayo. Saphinde ke saba sesikolweni apho itishala besidiscourage from esimpondweni. Tukuvile the other time kwenye podcast uthetha about ukustandardizwa kwesiXhosa uba kuthiwe sisiXhosa esithile ku-undermine or ku-depresswe ezinye ii-languages. Isimpondo ke it's one of those languages eziye zasuppresswa kakhulu to an extent xa sifika eMthatha. Le nto ishoyo ngoku ithi mntampemi ibi-derogatory beyisho in a way yokuthi ungaziva right uzibona ngathi ngu-subhuman. It's like xa usiyakhe iZN xa besithi Limpondo voice vele zingamampondo
kuthiwa ulixhosa
uyaba lo mntu uyibiza in a way yokubhekela phansi this thing namampondo ke in terms of talking. There are times where we were in environments apho besiye kufuneka singaveli ncam ukuthi singamampondo because sifuna ukuba acceptable, sifuna ukufita in. By so doing isehla ke i-language sabe sesiye ezikolweni ke ngoku-tertiary sawugqiba iminyaka emininzi sihleli khona apho isaphela completely. Azange ndikhe ndifike kweli xesha loba ndithethe the real simpondo zokuthi hayi mntana
because it always the only time ke mna ke ndi-experience ibhizana ngela xesha iValmaseru zasiseninzi kakhulu. So besiye sithi ke ngoku xa kuzotshintsha okanye kuyophumulelwa khona ke ebhizana imbizana ufike ke ngoku abamama bathwele ibhanana phayana abaqabe ibomvu ubeve ke besithi yisangapha kaloku uzothenga mntana. Uthi ke ngoku xa ubuza something mhlambe kuthiwa yilesekhathi ke mntana mpha ekhathi. That's when I was like, what kind of language is this? And then mama ntomi uba ezi ke mntana msisimpondo uyayibona. Ufike ke ngoku abanye bebhacile kuziqonde. Yes, because I was never exposed to that. But as uthi uba wawundivile, I really worry about ingcambu zethu. I'm worried and andiyazi uba mhlawumbe lingaba nini iziko where we can sibuyele mbo. It's very important. I'm not saying we should be ignorant that we evolve in everything, but ndiyarhalela uba ingathi abantwana bethu bangayazi uba ewe singamaXhosa futhi alukho ucalulo kodwa we are a beautiful a rainbow alone nje alone within ourselves, you know. Sinezinto ezohlukeneyo kodwa ezisitshoyo thina bantu boqamata kwela cala phofu yes of the East.
No, I agree 100% with that. And into esingaba proud ngayo at the moment ukuthi for instance xa sikhula ibingekho ne-radio e-acknowledge
isibhaca isimpondo
sub-languages at least now kukho these community radios. You see these community radios, I know which emampondweni, I think it's 3 of them that I know. I don't know others, but it's called ezithetha ungahleka xa bamamele ufumanisa nawe andazi kukhona abantu I think yamazi omnye umama wenze jokes bambiza every time from nomakhisms
eke ku-TikTok.
Yeah, ku-TikTok bambiza every time nakwezi radios because now sikule level of re-emerging our languages, especially isimpondo nezinye languages ebesibhekelwe phansi kakhulu. Ufumanisa uba if ever abantu abafundileyo, for instance kukomnye iprofessor, ndibele kwakuthiwa nguprofessor bani wayese-UNITRA, wafunda kakhulu overseas, webuya wazosebenza e-UNITRA. And then from there, saqala nathi uba little bit proud suka embizana. Ethetha isimpondo athi xa i-addressa njengoba e-university kumele umuntu avele abe proud nge-English, ngendlela aqhuba ngayo English ngempumlo. But yena avele athetha isimpondo. Now uyabona uba yenziwa ngabantu abafundileyo, yenza uba ke ngonathi sifumane i-confidence nawe ungabi shy ukuziveza uba ndilimpondo, because bakhona abantu abafundileyo abasezintweni abaziveza abangamampondo. So these languages akukho bantu abazozi promote if thina
we don't. Like it's more challenging sometimes when I get overwhelmed with a podcast jam, right? So obviously we know all these kind of people and the languages and everything, and others they feel kuba language barrier. Oh, Slindile, like I know people from UK, I have some people that I know from the US, but like we really want to hear what you talk about, guys, but there's a language barrier. I'm feeling that I'm express enough and I think of being comfortable with when it's okay. The comfortable in a sense, but you will always find your people. I think that's what keeps me content, but it's okay. This is how I feel like expressing myself, and I will find my people. And not that I'm ignoring other people who are interested, but this is the only way I'm able to express myself fully without my limitations. But what's the next word?
Like English,
you know.
Yeah, that's the other thing. For instance, angithi xa besikhula siye saxelelwa kakhulu ukuthi ezi languages zethu azizusisandawo, because i-masters or i-captains ze-economy were white people. But what about Japan? What about China? What happened to those other countries? Exactly,
even Afrikaans. Yeah, within our country. Exam, it's optional. But when Afrikaans exam by
science in Afrikaans. Exactly. Now it tells good to know Tina, a generation before us. It was a little bit, of course, in 1976 they fought against this domination of Afrikaans, which is inserted now in us. Language, but there was a little bit of an excuse from the generation before us. Yokuthi, simply because bona basuka bajoin uTeba bazosebenza eGoli apho kukhona abelungu. And then the only thing that is going to be spoken if you want to be on something, if you want to, and to encourage nokuthi nasemakhaya singathethi izi languages zethu sithethe English, because i-undermining ayenziwanga only esikolweni, only in urbanized places. Kwasemakhaya bekuyinto ebifakwa kuthi ukuthi
masi-undermine
especially ke kusimpondo, because phela is-undermine kwa within the Xhosa people. Xa kwatsho kanjalo ke uzophinda usiveze
uTeba usa-exist. There was a Uteba Bank.
I'm not sure about Uteba Bank, but Uteba, what was it stand for? The Employment Bureau of Africa. I exist. The offices zakhona zazikhona izikhumbulo zazindawo pipe. It's not as Valmaseru ke zazisebenza Uteba as Valmaseru because zazithatha abantu eGoli. I mean thatha abantu zibasa everywhere. Apha eGoli, sorry. Apha eGoli kwakuthiwa yiwenela. Uteba kwakuyi-Employment Bureau eyayithatha abantu from our side, that southern side, eGoli. Wenela kwakuthiwa yi-Veteran's Employment, what yona ithatha abantu from all over, from Mozambique, Zimbabwe, from around places around here, baziseGoli bonke abo bantu. That is why in Gauteng kwa end up kukho so much languages. And when you are lucky for growing up here because you end up knowing
Yeah,
all
all
other
the-
languages.
yes,
Yeah.
most
So
of them.
thina ngapha kuthi kwakungekho ndlela yakuzazi ezinye languages. Not that we are proud. Njengoba singasazi nje isizulu, let alone ukuthi ke mina sendiyasazi.
Kaloku, ewe.
But abantu nje ba-understand amaZulu akhula within the,
Of course, that's the only thing you are exposed to.
Exactly.
One of the things, like, I'm sorry, sizawubuyela kuwe qha uyondithatha undibeka emva. Valmaseri, for me, it was the best transport services in South Africa. That's my opinion.
Okay.
Into endiyithanda kakhulu ngeValmaseri, ibikuthathile iValmaseri izoyokubeka egeyithini. Yayideliver iValmaseri.
Okay.
Uthi xa ungayazi i-address bemake sure ukuthi they hand over emapoliseni. And ndiyazibuza uba kwenzeka ntoni ngayo. It's something maybe I should go back and try to understand uba kwenzeke ntoni ngeValmaseri, because it was big, ibimkhathalela umuntu. It's the only transport service that I knew ukuthi ukhumbule kwakungekho zifoni, kwakungelo xa sazinqabile everything, but uphethe i-address ngesandla.
Yale ndawo yakuyo.
Bazokubeka egeyithini. And abazosuka until kude kuphume umuntu azokuthatha. Wawukwazi ukhwela kwiValmaseri ungenayo nemali yokhwela ukuthi izoyifumana phambi. Uyayiva loo nto leyo.
It's so much that iValmaseri was synonymous to the only transport system. Ayikho into esasiyazi at that time, transport. Especially when it's coming to ezisuka kulaa ndawo yaseTranskei, isize eGoli, andizazi ezinye indawo. But then ndikhumbula kakuhle le nto ishoyo uba kwake kubekho ixesha where abantu kuthiwa abanamali, but bakwazi ukhwela, babe barejistare, kubekho umuntu kwakuthiwa yintoni, ndilibele kwakuthiwa yintoni igama, kukho ititle yayinikwa lo muntu, ubhala abantu abangenamali. And then anti babemane be-recruiter nabantu abafuna ukuze eGoli.
And kwakungekho laa nto uba uzostress bafuna ukuya eJoburg. Kwakunama-pick-up points within the community.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. But within the community kukho abantu ababhalisa abantu. No, kufika kufuna but awunamali, it's fine wena if kukho arrangement. So I understand very well. Kule ndawo ke ithi what happened to it? I also don't know. Maybe we need research to check what happened to it, because izinto ezininzi that were benefiting people, why did they just shut down altogether?
You see what I mean?
While people were benefiting from them, why isn't that improving?
And safety as well.
Exactly.
Because ngoku ezinye ushiwa eJoburg.
Exactly.
Ushiwa eJoburg in the middle of the night.
Yeah,
Uzozibonela. Uyayibona into enjalo.
So, uyandihlekisa because like I said earlier, you look like you are 30, but the story of Valmaseri is the story of a very old person.
Now I want us to go back.
Okay.
You married to a beautiful lady from eLimpopo. Ufike eGauteng impilo yakho yonke, like you've just been here 21 years, but okay, it's not impilo yakho, but half of your life muse Eastern Cape.
Yes.
Ngoku uhlangana with the lady waseLimpopo. How was the language barrier at the beginning when you started dating?
Okay, the language barrier was not that bad.
Okay.
Because besisebenzisa English as the medium.
Okay.
Now, as time went on, at least yena ke better because ukhulele eGauteng.
Oh, noke bekwazi ubamba apho nalapho nalapho.
Mna ke bendiblank completely. But time went on, ndandifunda hayi nam ngeke ndidlebe tu ngesizulu.
Okay.
Spade nje akhe idilo zakhe.
Yeah.
So no, it didn't really have anything. By the way, nam, including her, we didn't really have this thing yokuthi I want to marry somebody who's speaking my language, something like that. So the character between her and I was the main judge as to whether we can go on to do this or not. So the language was just nothing. Yeah, it was just nothing.
And then there's this thing, Galoguba. Sometimes you want to express yourself, right?
Now, you language yakho because akwazi kuba nomsindo ngelanguage yomnye umuntu. Yeah, those times I think they happen everywhere.
Yeah.
But I think they happen when we've already gotten into the journey, and that's when now I was already learning. Because I took some time to intentionally learn the language. I didn't learn as time goes. I just made sure I gave myself a homework of saying, per day, I need to learn a language. I mean, I need to learn a word per day. But suddenly I found myself now, without knowing, I found myself, I have no room to say preacher now in church. I can hear almost everything. So okay, no, I'm getting there. Yeah, like I'm saying, it was always better for her because they understand. So if I'm angry in the Xhosa, they understand. Yeah, like I angry get so too loads of lemons.
That's beautiful, man. I want to know the change now from Eastern Cape to Johannesburg. How was it? Like, okay, it was just when you landed in Joburg, it was your first time.
I came to Joburg first time when there was something where they were recruiting. It was done by the University of Pretoria. South African Student Volunteers Association. Or organization or something. So they recruited students from various universities to come and renovate the institutions that were destroyed during apartheid. So I was in Muhlakeng for the first time. I arrived in the University of Pretoria. That's where we were staying. And then from there, they delivered us to Muhlakeng. In Muhlakeng, there's a school, I don't know whether it's still there, AB Pokombe.
EAB, Muhlakeng from my place is 15 minutes drive.
Okay.
So EAB, blue and white. Not blue, maybe and powder blue and something. But there's the EAB. Yes. So, okay.
So we were stationed in that school. We were staying in a certain white school residence. So that was the first time in Gauteng. And then there's a cousin of mine who then came to work in Gauteng. So we regularly visit. We had something to a man of honor. So we would start a holiday. It was a group of 6. We took a holiday and then we took a road trip. The first time we just come to Gauteng to be with him for 2 days or so. And then we drive to Durban. We spend the night in Durban. We drive to Mthatha, spend the night.
Cape Town.
Until Cape Town. So that coming to Joburg introduced me to the kind of...
To know that you have an idea of the setup.
Yeah, to have an idea of this. But by the way, it's Pretoria, not Joburg. I've never really been acquainted to Joburg. So at Pretoria, it was Pretoria. I came then to stay now permanently. He was still here. He's in Australia now. So that was when I came now to reside here. And then I stayed with him for probably 3 months. And then I moved to stay in my place in Pretoria. That's when then I started to go to a certain church in Pretoria. Kanti la cawe leya kuthiwa yeSidiba Community Church la cawe leya ndathi ndiseza ke ndisapha ke ngaphandle xa ndiphuma nje ndeva kucula somebody ucula kamnandi lo muntu ucula apha ngaphandle ndandirhalela ukumbona lo muntu xa ndifika eqhitsana yomuntu ongaka ngayo. And then ngethuba lo muntu uyacula lo and sasiba close. Man, there is a woman, there's a wife in this woman.
Your wife. So who is this story?
She's been a worship team leader ever since we were in church. And then the church we're in now, she's also part of a worship team. So now in Pretoria, I'm getting into this church. So I took membership in this church there and then because there was something interesting. Not only the word. So I guess what do they say? The rest is history.
The rest is history, man. So now, umuntu who was rooted enkonzweni growing up, le eyakwenza uba uthi xa ufika eGauteng ukhangele ilizwi kaThixo xa likhoyo.
Yes. ukukhula kwami ndikhulele ecaweni.
Yes.
But I made a decision now yokuthi I need to be born again. Because in SO they've always been preaching, and every time they preach I feel bad because what do they talk about? I feel like it's something that we should be doing. Now one day I made a decision yokuthi I need to do this.
Yes.
And then it was on the 1st of August when I just decided, let me just go to church. And then I'm going there. I don't care what that they're saying. I'm going to be waiting for the time. And then I raised my hand at that time. Okay.
Ukuthini uba born again? Because the reason that I'm asking you this, ndikhulela phansi kwesandla somfundisi.
Okay.
Umfundisi ongumama phofu.
Okay.
It was really hard from now. It still is. Because umama undizalayo apha ekukhuleni kwam, I was introduced to many churches.
Okay.
And too many churches as different. Uba ngcono xa kuthiwa too many churches ebazalwaneni.
Yes.
Iziyoni yesigubu. Iziyoni le bafaka into ezikritshikritshikwe bayibiza ntoni le blue and white i-St. John's. Ndiyile khona abazalwane ndiyile khona. Umama ke wathula sesikwashembe. So do you understand
the dynamics?
You understand. Now every time I always had questions for every church that I went to.
Yeah.
I had questions about it. But kutheni kunje?
Yeah.
Kutheni sizothi Thixo kabhuxolisile? Kutheni ndingathi Thixo wam? Kutheni lento kufuneke kube ne middleman?
Yeah.
Kutheni lo Thixo funeka xa ndifuna uhleba intlebo yam funeka ndigqithe komuntu uthi yena emfihlweni yam noThixo kulapho ndifuneka ndizibike konke ndizidalule.
Ndikubonisa kancinci ukuba ndiyasunderstand nawe sisothu kakhulu.
Likunutu ohuna dihagaga dibuyisa Meliana Kamopilo Yes. Kodwa yasho ba kimulele tsohle. Didizi yetsi Zenkhathatsa Salifatsi Kribuyisa to Hlelwena Likunutu Leva, and also for that because it's one of my favorites. Aphinde futhi athi lo tata yabona tata uthi basheshe bahleke.
Yes.
Uthi emfihlweni musomandla something like that. Kodwa uyatsho uba funeka uthi xa ukuye ulibale zonke ujongane naye. So ndizojongana naye kanjani ubhuxoliseka esithi kum thetha naye ukuze ndithetha naye
i-middleman.
You see. So ndikuxelela inyani kaThixo ecaweni mna ukuzinikela njengomuntu kuthiwe ubelong to a certain church. It was 2004. That was 22 years ago.
22 years ago.
Yes. 2004. Kodwa into endiyithandayo kuyo yonke lento, it's me growing individually and having a relationship with my God, believing that I should know God for myself.
Yes.
Yeah, understand. So that's what kept me intact, and having this woman in my life lo nditsho uba ndikhulele phansi kwesandla sakhe. Ndithi xa ndifowuna ke ngoku usekhaya kodwa ngoku khona nje ngoku kodwa ungumntu ohlala ekhaya. Ndithi xa ndifowuna ndicinga mfama mhlambe uzawuthetha ndisenyameni athi mntanam akuncedi uba mandikuthandazele. Sithandazele wena. I can only pray to such an extent. Kodwa wena funeka ezinye izinto.
It's yours.
Yes. So now, as you see, I have a tattoo, right?
Mm-hmm.
So ndizibizwa PK ke because
Yeah.
ngoyena mzali endinaye.
Okay, I get you.
Ndimbuza phezulu oku, it's so funny, ndithi kuye, sure, uthi ndithi uziva njani unomntana obhondi zithathu kanje? Uthi kum, kanti mntana mithini xa kusithiwa uthule thulini, all those things nathi kuthiwe, uthi ke ngoku kum, I think mna mntanam endisayipritsana namhlanje yiba nguwe, come as you are.
Yes.
Come as you are. Into thina esiyenza i-movement kukuba masixelele abantu inyani. Umntu azidicayidele yena uba le nyani uyisefa okanye akayithathi.
Yes.
So I really don't care ngeetattoos zakho,
Yeah.
as long as I keep on instilling inyani kaThixo kuwe,
Yes.
ilizwi likaThixo. Kukuwe ke mntanam. I was defeated.
Yeah. I agree 100% with your mom. Most of the time, sithatha uThixo simclose, simvalele in our own cocoon, in our own understanding.
Yes.
I-limitation esinayo sicinga uba uThixo kumele operate according to this limitation esinayo. Umbuzo wakho uthi, what's the meaning of being born again?
Yes.
What you've just said to me is exactly what it means to be born again. To have a personal relationship between you and God through Jesus Christ. Now, the mediator that you're talking about, if it's not a human being, a mortal human like me and you, it's Jesus that is being born again. Problem esibanayo ke singabantu ngeyoba siye then sibe sesiba nezethu i-norms. Okay, by the way, we've not yet spoken about this.
Yes.
I wrote this book. It's called The Rebels. It's one of the reasons that I wrote this book. Okay, until there are people who rebel within the church, there is no change that we're gonna see. Let me just tell you this: when I grew up, for a woman to have a perm, I'm not talking about what we have now. It was a sin. It was not something that is wrong, just generally, but it was a sin. They could refer to the Bible as a sin. What happened to that? It's because the rebels rose up and said, no, we're not going to go live as if it's 1860 in 2010. And when yes, now according to that. So when you talk to your mom about your tattoos, personally, I may have a different perspective, maybe not necessarily taste. Nah, I don't like a tattoo like this. I tackle like a tattoo like that. I don't like a tattoo.
Yes.
Does it matter? It doesn't matter at all, because in reality ngeyokuthi njengoba sisho umama wakho ukuthi sithi uthuli elithulini umhlaba emhlabeni njalo njalo, because this nyama is emhlabeni, but this nyama determines whether we go, whether the spirit will live forever or will die, because what we do through the flesh is the one that determines whether we will live forever or will die. Then how do we get to know if what we do will let us to live? There is something called the Bible according to the Christians. Bible any statutes as it God, by the way, something called sin. It's not subjective. It's not a sin according to whether, when I say whether it's sin or not. It's a sin according to what the Bible says. If the Bible says this is sin, it is sin. It doesn't matter what I'm talking.
Yeah.
So if we don't have something in the Bible, having a tattoo is a sin. I don't think we've got a right to then go around just because of our own perspective. COT, abantu abane tattoo, zinkuni zeswoko. So now I'm saying, if you have a special personal relationship with God, that is the meaning of being born again. And I can congratulate you if you say you've been to many churches and there's a time you decided, let me now choose this one. Because by that time, your mother was taking you from this to this to this to this. He was introducing you so that you can judge for yourself. Where do you want to be? We are unable. We're not God. we are unable to then say is John's wrong or is Yoni wrong or is Shembe wrong or is ZCC wrong or something like that. How do we know if it's wrong if nabo when they have gathered bathi thina se wrong njalo? When do we then draw the line yokuthi this one is the one that is right? It's all about the choice yokuthi, like I'm saying, nam ndikhulele ecaweni. But when I then reached in mature mind yokuthi now I've got to choose, I made my own personal choice. The last thing I can tell you, Guguti, we've got over 1 billion people in China who are Buddhists. Over 1 billion people in India who are Hindus. A lot, I don't know how many, but millions of people who are Muslims. And then another big number of people who are Christians. My responsibility is to present and promote Christ because I'm a Christian. Without necessarily throwing stones on others. I don't have to say just because I see this one is beautiful. The beauty of where I am shouldn't be compared with the ugly of where you are. If ndithi mna xa ndilapha ndibone le yam i-beautiful, mandipromote yona kuphela without then saying, it's like abantu abakhonza izinyanya. I've got my own reservations with regard to that. But I'm unable to stand on the pulpit ndiyoti zisibhanxa abantu abakhonza izinyanya, something like that. Instead, let me say the beauty of yale ndiyikhonzayo. How do I benefit? Then okhonza izinyanya uzodecide yena athi it doesn't look like I'm benefiting as much from there. Let me go join that one.
It's just wena preaching ilizwi. Umuntu azikhethele uba lifika lenzeni kuye as long as wena uqhubeka ngenyani kaThixo.
Yes. 100%.
Tikvile. And while we're still on this, I'm very much curious.
Okay.
I learned that you were a pastor. You were a pastor.
Okay.
For 16 years. It's very important, when you're going to have a sit with someone, research. It's very important. This is your life we're talking about. Yeah, by highlight yam.
Okay.
Ndizophinda ndibuyele ndinekhaya kukwicawe.
Okay.
Ikhona endlini. Ine-branch eseKapa, ine-branch e-Eastern Cape.
Okay.
Kuyo yonke lento. I have a 14-year-old. No. So, I have a 14-year-old daughter uhlala e-boarding school.
Okay.
Uthi kum a month ago, what were we talking about? We were talking about her being stressed in exams.
Okay.
Kodwa ke uthi kum mama kandoda ndifikisa up. So she's 2 classes ahead.
Okay.
Yes. Uthi mama bengikandifikise apha. Kanti yeah. Apha ekuncokoleni kwethu ke ngoku ndiqonda okay undifakile ke ngoku kwesi spirit siyancokola ke about uThixo nje uThixo in large njengomntana osesikolweni makathandaze because of obvious she's surrounded by abanye abantwana inkolo is different amayeza are different and everything ndithi ke mna ke kuye uyakhumbula uba wayitheni gogo uthi ke nake
mama wakho
yes ndithi uyakhumbula wayitheni gogo uthi ngantoni mama ndithi xa uthandaza uthi ke nake mama ndiyakhumbula ndithi wathini gogo uthi wathi I should always be specific of the God that I'm praying about in the midst of a prayer so that if other people are not praying about the God that I'm talking about I can break the chain ndingarhanqwa ngalo Thixo ngabanye ndibe specific ndithi mna uba specific uthini but if in the name of Jesus of Nazareth, that's when everybody should know that I'm not just talking about any, but this one.
Specific to this one, yeah.
Titi good. Ati kengoku, yes. Uti kengoku kum. Uyithonge English cha ndithande ngesixhosa kodwa uyithonge English waphinde wanditranslate ngesixhosa. Uthi mama ndicela emithandazweni yakho ingemihla ngemihla umane usithi inene okuhle mna kuyondilandela
mihla yonke yobomi bami.
And I was like why? Because you deserve okuhle kodwa mama. So each and every time xa ndithandaza andazi noba ndibuyele enyameni remembering what my daughter said uba ndingacela zonke ndibulele konke kodwa ndimane ndibuyele kwezandumiso ndithi inene okuhle kuyondilandela ubomi bam bonke. Right? So you were a pastor. Ndirhalela ukwazi, as much as I don't want us to be political about it, okanye andifuna uba mhlawumbe si-sound negative, andirhalela ukwazi inzonzo bila. Because singabantu sihlela apha sizokwakha and mhlawumbe i-experience yakho akufuneka ngomuntu naye ayifuna ukuyijonga ngaloo ndlela. Is there anywhere eBhayibhileni, that's where I'm going, apho itshoyo iBhayibhile uba mntanam njengokuba wawuthathile lo mnqamlezo wathi you will serve, you will preach this word, ndakukodeyina mna, are you allowed uba maweke?
Thank you very much for that question. Mandiqale kule ndawo yomntwanakho. That thing akuxelela yona it's called declaration over your life. It's having a very positive outcome. First of all, it influences you to always look at positive things. Your mind shifts from the negative, from the bad things that you may be facing. It then introduces you to the greater world that you might not have seen if focus yako was on negative. Through the midst of hardships, just saying, surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life. That makes you, now let's just assume there is no God, there's nothing called Christianity, but just saying that thing.
The force of nature.
The force of nature now, just saying, you know what, nah, I'm not going to bow down to these forces that are that want to see me down. I'm just going to push no matter what. Because I've been created for the greatness, I'm made for the best. Even when I look at myself in the mirror, I see success. That declaration, it changes something in your mind. I'm not a psychologist, but there's something that changes in your mind when you step outside your door, the door of your house. You see the world differently. So your daughter is a preacher. She said something that needs to be said. Now, being a pastor, sikutata in various ways. In our church, the church that I was in, no matter, okay, there's something called in the Bible, it's called fivefold ministry. It's apostle, prophets, evangelists, pastors, pastors and teachers.
Okay.
It's called fivefold ministry.
Archbishop, no bishop.
Okay. So according to the Bible, they are spiritual. They are the spiritual gifts or the calling. They are called the office within the ministry. But when it's coming to the administration of the church, the administration now on where to establish the branch, who to pastor that branch, how to manage the finances and the stuff, there are other offices. In our church, it's the bishop, superintendent, then comes the pastor. All these people, including the bishop, they do them as the pastors, but according to the position now, it's bishop and njalo. So if it fits in the archbishop. Now, being a pastor is a calling within this fivefold ministry. You get that? Now, it doesn't mean you have to lead a certain church. You are a pastor by calling. You are a pastor, the name pastor, when you break it down, you nurture the people, you feed. It's like you are a shepherd when you are a pastor. My wife has got a group called Girls Can Do It. She's the pastor of that group. Many girls are benefiting through that group. I've got an organization called Boys to Men, which looks for boys or after boys. There's an organization also, it's called Empowerment. It looks for empowering the relationships, the couples, and everybody with regard to how we live as a society. Now, I was a pastor. That statement means I was in terms of leading a church.
Okay.
I led the church for 16 years. But I didn't put down the cross like you're saying it. uThixo wandinika the cross of being a pastor in terms of the calling within Fivefold Ministry. I'm still a pastor within that.
Okay.
In terms of nurturing the people, just yesterday, I was just playing a guitar. I play the guitar as well, just playing a guitar.
Oh, okay.
And then a group of young people just came to surround me, and then they asked, "Can you be our coach? This is what we do. We do this, we do this." They dance. Then they want to do something musical where they sing, they dance, they all that thing that is done. They sing, dance, and act. And then I just thought, actually, it happened some days ago. And then I thought yesterday when they were surrounding me, okay, girls, okay, boys, I'm gonna do this.
Oh, wow.
Let's do it.
Kukufundisa
Kukuba ngumfundisi.
Ndiyakuva.
Every time, everywhere you are, one of the problems esinazo ngezoba, we have limited this thing to be within specific people. That is why when you are in a taxi, you meet a group of people, you say you are not their pastor. Now you cannot serve them because you've isolated yourself from them. But if you are a pastor, wherever you go, you practice being a pastor. People can tell that you are a pastor without you having said it, by just nurturing them, serving them, not wanting them to serve you. It's you who is after serving the people.
Not the way around.
Not the other way around, yeah.
Kaloku, a reason that I'm asking this, it's a biography. You are now an ordinary member, which mna ndicinga uba ubungumfundisi ecaweni ethile, uqhubeka nalapho ufike ubekwe according to what you were on your previous church. So ndibuziswa neba njani from being a pastor to an ordinary member. Yes.
Yeah, that is exactly what I'm talking about. With regard to the position, I'm not the pastor in the church that I'm in now. But with regard to the service, I'm still a pastor.
Okay.
I don't know what will happen in future with regard to the position. I cannot predict. But all I'm saying, it's not something I'm looking for.
About my position. But this is the part I don't understand. I thought uba umfundisi uthi noba ufika phi ufika ubekwe kuloo ndawo uba ubuyi-principal PP uthi xa usuka kwesinye isikolo ufika ube yi-principal even if you can be a teacher, maybe ungene eziklasini ufundisa ama-subject, but ufika ube yi-principal okanye ube yi-lecturer or a professor or whatsoever.
Maybe ithathe ngokunga. Okay, I heard you talking about a certain guy. I know the guy you were talking about in one of the podcasts, Mukoto.
Yes.
I know that.
Oh, wow. Yes. And today I saw his post.
Oh, okay.
Shout out there. Yes.
That guy, you talked of him. I know that history of him from being a security to being an author, to being on SABC, and then now he's in America.
Yes.
That story, it's a good story. Now, you see, that story is moving from a lower position in terms of what we see. With being a security is a lower position, God is promoting you. It's not always the case. There are cases when God wants to promote you. He's taking you from a higher position down in order to take you to a higher position, highest position.
Okay. I think umphendule kanti ndimlomntu ke mna kothanda iscenario eziyabo. You worked and served apho bukhona.
Yes.
Through and through. What deserve uba lapho bukhona. So nangoku ujonga ngelihlo uba mandingaveli ndiyobekwa phayana. Mandisebenze yenzele wonke umuntu uba wonke umuntu noThixo uyandithuma uba mandibuyele phayana. Mandiqale ndisebenze nalapho. Is that what you say?
That's exactly what I'm saying, but it should never be seen as if that is what I'm there for. And what we always say with my wife, we want to be members that we wanted to have when we were pastoring the church.
And that impacts only because one of your movements is to impact positively.
Yes, and then that is the empowerment.
Yes.
That impact that we continue to do, it's also something that will make people be elevated from one level to the other without saying to us, okay, now that you are up there, take us up there. Thina assignment esinayo is to be at the bottom, to lift the people.
Sizongena eminqwazini yakho. I know you are a graphic designer by profession. So I would love to know about which field are you at?
Okay. I wouldn't. Okay, maybe let me say it. Maybe mangaisho. I've been working for one of the political organizations for 8 years.
Okay.
Maybe let me not say which.
No. It's very.
Yeah.
Now I'm comfortable with that.
So I'm in still graphics. The posters, the signboards, the billboards, the t-shirts and the stuff.
Wow.
So surely you have seen a lot of my work out there.
You I didn't know that you're in the field.
I am a prophet, but there are things that I'm limited in. I need to, if you had tapped into the spirit, I would have said, oh Jesus, usne ufuna a poster, and then I told them.
Yes, I hear you.
Yeah.
But honestly speaking, I didn't think Mamhlambi it's that kind of
graph.
Yes. Kuye kuthiwe ke kunale famous phrase kuthiwa if you are a jack of all trades, you never become a master of any.
Yeah.
What's your take in that?
I believe that, and I agree with that. If you are you are everywhere, there is no way you can master. People in the past have proven it. Okay. Michael Jackson, we know them one thing.
Makeba.
We know by one thing. Exactly. And now you're calling my people. Okay. Those are my favorites.
Yes.
So I'm trying to say I agree with that 100%. But there's an influence that makes us end up touching everything. And you've got to you don't have to judge everything. There's a term I wanted to use. You don't have to let every socks every socks mangafiti all the zonke
yeah. Yes.
What I'm trying to say ukuthi in situations esikuzo, if ever out of not mastering any of the things that I'm doing, I've touched 100 people, I've changed the lives of 100 people without mastering any of those things that I'm doing. And there's somebody who is mastering what he's doing and he has touched 50 people. Tell me who has impacted more lives. Because the mastering, most of the time, it elevates the subject, while the jacking of all trades elevates the object. Abantu abaninzi, for instance, abantu esibazi politicians, there's nothing else esibazi ngayo, politicians. How many lives do they touch compared to someone who is a politician, a musician, okay, just a simple person is Hugh Masekela.
Yeah.
He was a musician and also involved in politics.
Thank you. I was about to say, even through his music.
Yes.
And he was still a motivational speaker.
Exactly.
You understand? He was an instrument player as well.
Yes.
Within
exactly, instrument player, and not only one trumpet. He was also able to play. Now, if you say no, you won't master them all. Just focus on. When they want to limit us, they say, stay on your lane.
Yeah.
They want to limit you. You hear people saying that they want to limit you. One of I keep on referring to this one. People who rebel against what is known as a norm, they are the ones who change the world. If there is something called a norm, this is how things are normally done. You must know that you are not allowed, there's no growth, you are not allowed to move beyond your potential. Your potential has been now limited to what is known as normal. It's narrowed, exactly.
Thank you so much.
So being a jack of all trade, some people they are happy by themselves. No, it's fine. Even if I don't master any, but I'm happy to
Because I can tap into this and this and this and this.
and to this
Yeah.
and to this. Like we were referring to the churches you've been to. You now know more about all the churches around. You've got a better understanding of what to talk. When you hear somebody say, you've got a better understanding of it. Because now you've been to the church, you've been to the church, you've been to the church. In every church, there may be somebody who belongs to Satan. In every church.
Yes. Njengoba kuthiwa xa uthandaza wena ba specific. It's because of the
exactly.
It's because of those things. Yes.
So if ever going to be limited, what happens if you think you find? I've heard people about musicians, but you can hear most of the man, no, this man is not a musician. Akafuna ukuzitatsha ezinye izinto because uthi no, I'm a musician. Akafuna ukuba jack of all trades. Ufuna ukusifika
Yes.
but he as creepy.
I hear you fully, and thank you for that. I think I needed to hear that because sometimes when I try a project and then it's not working, not saying working, but it's not happening at that moment.
Yes,
as
at that moment.
I want it to happen. Like maybe it's because of I'm so divided.
We are doing a lot of
Yes, yeah, but be like, maybe can focus
on one thing.
You know.
Are you happy with that? You find yourself even when you are here, your hands are here,
Yeah.
but your mind is somewhere.
Mhm.
Because that's who you are. That's one of the problems, listeners. We define people based on who succeeded before. We don't want to give people their own definitions. We think definitions are now depleted. We no longer define. What if there is a term that we've never heard of?
Yeah.
We've never heard of that term.
Yes.
Now when you come with that term, language in Pretoria, in 80s, we never knew that they could exactly things like that, because they are coming out of people who move out of the norms. Now, those are the people who are changing the world. You will change the world only when you say, who are you compared to who other people are? When? Maybe when you've got 5 fingers, 10 fingers, all these fingers have got their own definition. Each finger got to do its own thing. Unlike others who are using their hands.
In one thing.
Focus on who you are.
So we shouldn't be boxed at all.
No, not at all.
Yeah, because we're living in a country where they say you can be whoever you want and you can do whatever that you want.
Then why we are limited by people? The definitions that are already there. When we were born, those definitions were already there. So why don't we get there and say, I don't fit into this definition.
Yeah.
Let me find my own definition.
There's a lady that I was sitting with last week. Her name Katie.
Okay.
Uti, and the reason that I'm raising this, it's us talking about this. Uti, someone said to her, hell is when now you are old and frail.
Okay.
Hell is when you are old and frail and sitting on a could have, should have, if only. While you're still alive now, you are in hell. I lost opportunities. I messed up. I could have done this. I should have done this. If only this. If that's hell. That's what she said.
Yeah. I've had several people in the city, I'm in hell, simply because of defining or describing the situation they are in. That term hell, according to that person, Okulmanga or Tetangai, probably he has equated ubuhlungu not necessarily a physical pain.
Like, okay, imagine what hell definitely hell feels like.
Exactly. This is how hell should be feeling like. Now, that is the negative side in terms of defining it. Let's go on a positive side, which will be later become negative in terms of saying, imagine you come before God now, and God is saying, Wednesday, who you're supposed to be? You were supposed
to be a president.
You were supposed. This is how I created you. And then what happened? No, I didn't want to be a jack of all trades. I got stuck by doing something and I loved doing it, Lord. Look how many lives would have changed if you had just stopped boxing yourself. If we can get to know the potential that we have, this world can become something else. The only problem, we are limited by people who have given it definitions before us. And then those definitions begin to live in us and then begin to be the ones who are sabotaging ourselves. We are living a life of self-sabotage through saying, when something says to you, do this, when God drops a vision within you, do this. For instance, I don't know when, I wanted to check, when did you start this podcast?
I started my podcast was it on the 2nd of March, 2024?
2024.
Joking. So, he's from Ghana.
Okay.
So he had this huge studio that we would go there, do things, helping there, here and there. And this other day, so sometimes he would have sits with me, asking me about South Africa, and then we have conversations, all those things. And he said, you are well spoken, you should open a podcast.
Okay.
And now it took me back when I was still in Pick n Pay for 5 years.
Okay.
And I would get customers would say, you're well spoken, like you're a great communicator, So this other day, the operators, come back to the camera, podcast.
Okay.
That's how it started.
Okay, 2024.
2024.
Imagine if that idea was dropped into you and you postponed it because you were fixed at working at Pick n Pay.
I did postpone it because 2014, I was in the media space. I was doing marketing there.
Listen.
For 10 years.
10 years.
Yes. Until now.
But we can also understand God's timing is something else.
Yeah.
But we shouldn't make that as an excuse of not starting. There are so many ideas that we don't start. God drops them. We don't start, we keep on postponing. I don't know what's such an
procrastination is
of time.
Yes, it's an enemy of progress.
Progress.
Yes.
Yeah, enemy of progress.
Yeah.
Now, many things they figure in our brains. And God drops them because he sees the potential. That is why I'm talking about the potential is now, it's beyond what we've already imagined. The pastor last night was preaching about overflowing. According to what God wants to pour in us, he wants to pour so that we empty, so he can keep on pouring. As long as he pours and we contain, he doesn't, there is nowhere else as a telecon, because the moment you what you call, you release kusheka space for another pouring,
another opportunity.
You keep on. Look, the richest guy in South Africa.
Yes, Elon Musk.
In South Africa, yeah.
The world. It's the world. But Elon Musk, South Africa.
Anyway, Rupert,
Yes.
Do you know how many businesses they have?
I don't know.
Do you know that when you talk of the banks, I'm not going to mention.
Yes.
Talk of the banks, he's there. Talk of medical aid, he's there. Talk of the cars, he's there. Actually, I don't know which business he's not in. Let me not say the business he is
talking about the jack of all trades.
Yeah, that's where I am.
Yeah.
Jack of all trades is now the richest, is impacting all the lives, even the people who by day
opportunities for other people.
For other people.
He's changing lives indeed.
So the jack of all trade thing, master nothing, I don't know. Maybe let's stick to the term, to the phrase master nothing. I don't care about mastering. I care about impacting.
I love this. I want to ask you this before Sisongena of you now, Obangumbali, of Mushia Iliswi, because Iliswi al-Chabalala.
Yeah.
There's a script that was read for me the other day. Liti. Okay. Iti context. nengoma yethu uba sisebenzele izulu
Mhm.
izulu elingunaphakade
Naphakade, yes.
kuyo yonke into sonke akekho othi ndifuna kwahele
Yeah.
ngathi ndisebenzele izulu
Mm.
uya
Wonke
understand
umuntu ufuna izulu.
ndiphume kumagumbi omane ndisebenzele izulu lam
Yes.
right? And then there's a script. Unfortunately, I'm not good ke mna ke ngeBhayibhile. Andifuna uphosisa because cawe sasibane script zethu.
Yeah.
Kodwa I'm not ignorant and I acknowledge. I remember when I was 10 years. No, I wasn't 10 years.
10 years?
Yes, I do. Oh, even 5. But I remember when I was 10.
Oh, I can attest to that.
Yes.
By me having given you the short bio, but now there's nothing written in front of you, but to remember each and every part.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So now, umalume, I remember I was 10. I came kulo muntu uyathanda ujoka kumalume. Ndikhulele kulo mama ke mna ke njengoniva ndizithutha eziduko
Kulo mama, iziduko zisile.
ke uthi ke ngoku umalume sihleli ke ndithi malume kutheni sifunde iBhayibhile isake mntwana ndixelele ke mna ke
Bakutheni?
ya ke malume mthanda ke nesilungu. You see, a Bible was a script that was made for a control to have peace and order in the world.
In the world.
That's what my uncle said. But it was scripted as a manual for us to think alike, to like nje sibene itinerary every day. But this is how you should do this and this. Don't say this. Don't do this because of these are the consequences
of doing or not doing.
Yes. And then I think year 2000. Now I'm watching Equilibrium. If I'm not mistaken of the year, Equilibrium, it's a movie. But it's more like a friction, science, and whatsoever.
Okay.
Sorry. And that's what my uncle said to me. It clicked. Because now, kunemijova babahlaba yona to be numb. Kukho like, if now when uyaqala ucinga outside of this, uyabulawa, uyabanjwa, all those things. And then it got me very worried. But how would it be if mna ndithi God article, how about now the mind you created in me, the creativity you created in me, it's solely different from what you say. Is it wrong for me to do this being rebellious now? Right?
I like this kind of talking because it tells ukuthi there's a script also as it we are gods, the sons of the living God. In other words, our thinking is in line with the creator. Asicingi njengenkomo nemosquito. Ingcinga zethu is creative because we are the sons or we are the children of a creator, creating God.
Yeah.
Now, as a rebel, whatever comes to your mind, by the way, the Bible also says it's not wrong to think about anything, but it's wrong when you let example ngokuthi the birds will always fly over your head, but it then becomes bad when you allow birds to build nests on your head.
Ithini ke apho isithi sona ngokucinga ngokuthetha ngokwenza nangokwenza.
Ayikho leyo.
Okay.
There's no verse like that.
Okay.
So these are the creation of man. Unless people are then saying, when I'm thinking of doing something, let me just say, when something comes, okay, anticity, the example that I've just made, it will come, but it becomes wrong when you allow it exactly to build nests. So in other words, it's the product. Illustration. There was a man who had 2 servants. He told them to go and work. No, not 2 servants, 2 sons. He told them to go and work in the field. He told the first one said, you see, that's disrespect. and then exela wesibini wathi wesibini, okay, I'm gonna go, and then later on webuya. The first one othe andiyi, he then left and do it. The second one othe I'm gonna go and do it, didn't go it. And then the question is, who did the will of the Father?
It's the first one.
Is the first one,
Yes.
the one who ultimately
said
uthe
no,
andivuya,
kodwa
but why?
wayenza.
Because khonapho the actual conclusion ngethi, it's the deed that matters. It's the doing of the word that matters. We don't change anything by thinking about them. You can think of owning the planes, you can think of not gonna change anything. You can think of killing the people, no one is going to die. It's the deed
And the
that will matter.
intention.
Intention yona ile ekupusha towards doing it. In the other words, that thing out of the heart the mouth speaketh. In other words, the mouth speak, it overflow something that is within you. So intention, it's built in order for you to speak what or to do whatever it is. So the major thing here ngeyokuthi, if ever we align with what God wants of our lives, instead of aligning, that is why I keep referring to who have said it before. There are people who came and interpreted the Bible a certain way.
Yes.
But now we've got access on reading the Bible by ourselves. So by questioning according to how your brain, how your mind functions, even questioning God, me as a rebel, I see nothing wrong with that. Now, why do I say me as a rebel? It's because there are so many things that many people want to limit me as a pastor.
Yes.
No, because you're a pastor, you've got to walk in a certain way.
Yeah.
You've got to talk in a certain way.
Express and
You must express in a certain way.
Yes.
Now I'm saying I wouldn't have lived the life that God has given me if I do or I live this life according to somebody who has lived before me.
Yes.
Because those people who lived before me lived their own lives. Why don't they allow me to live my own life? So continue to question whatever, and God is your Father, is a loving God. When you are desperate of answers, when you are vulnerable, when you are confused,
Yes.
who do you speak to? You speak to your Father, exactly. He is a very much understanding. If I go to, as a person from Eastern Cape, I don't understand Chivenda. I go to Limpopo, I go to a village, Yamavenda, ndiyafika ndishumayele phaa. Kubekho a certain vendor person othi, because yena umazi uThixo ethandazwa ngesivenda.
Midzimu.
Midzimu.
Xa usiwena nguThixo, athi, what is that?
What is that? That is his understanding. Now akafunekanga ngoku athathe i-understanding yakhe avalele uThixo within that understanding, because indlela zakhe are higher than ours.
Sibanzi.
Strong.
Esi script sasisithi, the heavens will pass away. Dilibele nje but what caught my attention kwesa script, sithi the heavens, the very same heaven I knew or I heard of ba sithandazela lona lithi lizochabalala. So why are we praying for to go to a place that izoshabalala?
iBhayibhile ithetha about something called rapture. I-rapture is okay, by the way, if ever there's somebody who doesn't believe in it, it's still fine. Mna ndibhiliva kwiBhayibhile, I'm allowed, as much as umuntu obhiliva kwiQuran allowed.
Yeah.
Ithi iBhayibhile kukho ixesha le-rapture. I-rapture ngeyokuthi kuzobuya uYesu ezolanda abantu bakhe, kwaye kuzovuka
Khala
ixilongo, yayibona loo ndawo leyo. So le verse urefera kuyo yokuthi kuzodlula izulu, iBhayibhile ithetha kulaa ndawo ngokuthi every word spoken out of the mouth of God will never pass. Kodlula izulu, kodlula umhlaba, and every other thing izodlula, but the word that God has spoken will never pass.
That's what the context of
Yes.
the script.
It's
Oh.
referring to what God have spoken. But also when we go to Revelation, where now it's talking about the heaven, it's talking a new Jerusalem. In New Jerusalem, that is where we'll be living with. I'm not a master in this one. In this one, there are preachers or teachers who are mastering this part of what after so many days, this is what's going to happen and the stuff. But what the Bible says, the heaven that is there now is going to pass. The earth that is there now, this earth, is going to pass. And God will build a new one called New Jerusalem. That is where he will live. Kuthiwa kufulfilleka la verse, it's in Matthew 80, Emmanuel, God is with us. Uzohlala uThixo nabantu ngonaphakade kanaphakade.
Amen.
In New Jerusalem.
Amen.
Amen.
Masike singene ke ngoku. Kuye kuthiwe ke now we're living in a Zen world, isn't it? We're living in a world where everything is becoming a technology,
Yes,
everything
yes.
we touch and go, and we have this beautiful creation here, a thought behind, because from the cover it says something. From every word that is here, it was intentionally written.
Yes.
The rebels, it is the square pegs in the midst of round holes. The misfits, those who are different enough to change the world. Yazala ezinye.
Okay, nansi eqala.
Okay.
Rebels, number 2.
Number 2. So siqala apha, us. Us against. Oh, this is me and my kids' words.
Serious.
Us against them.
You see, this thing is prophetic.
In a war for African treasure. Oh, ngoba Nkosi yami siyahlupheka. What inspired us not to now just say it in words? Because you are a motivational speaker, you are an MC, which you get platforms where you can just say what's in your thoughts intentionally. So, what made you to decide, but I don't just want to ukuma eqongeni and tell you and share my experience, my thought and everything. What decide something that won't fade.
Okay, this one, us against them in a war for African treasure. It's a partly fiction, but 90% is real. There is some stories that I altered here and there. It's born out of the willingness to be delivered from anger and bitterness.
Okay.
When I grew up, my father was working in a sugarcane plantation in northern KZN called Stenger.
Okay. Yeah,
And
because
then-
Mm-hmm.
For the first time I saw my father crying, it's when he was being tortured by the police because they were looking for a daga that they accused his younger brother. Not necessarily planting, ukuthi unayo ibhema yona. And when they said there's no such a thing, then they tortured them in front of us as children. I got extremely bitter. But there are many other things that made me to be very bitter. So that bitterness was never dealt with. I was never delivered from that anger and bitterness. There are many other things, including the beatings that we used to receive from the teachers at school. You know it very well. Those beatings whereby you know what you didn't do this thing, but you are beaten because you are a boy, other boys were doing it. You get this kind of binge inside you. Then I grew up. I came to Gauteng. I got married. Then I realized, man, there's still something wrong with me. I'm angry, I'm bitter. So this book is, first of all, a diagnosis for bitterness. And then it has got some sessions, 14 sessions, which deals now as a therapy for that bitterness and anger. You see, when you're driving, when I was driving, and then somebody just comes in front of you, which why it's cut off now. And then anger, ibangathi lo muntu kubulele then now it's no longer the anger that is caused by that person. it's just triggered the anger that lives within you, because the anger is like a cancer that lives, and it consumes every other thing, including your children, your relationships, your work. There are people who are not working, who are a thorn at their colleagues at work because they live with anger as a cancer, sickness. So that is why I wrote this book, because part of what I went through is that anger that I saw it in the process of destroying me. I had to do something.
How did you acknowledge? Because remember, most of times, a better viewer is an external. How did you acknowledge now that I am struggling with this and I need to heal? Because you need sometimes. We see toxic when ako happy bitter in now I'm not yeah
I think after by the way, I'm not a rigid person. Whenever I'm told about me, I never just push it from there and there. It then tells me, okay, if this one says this, that one says this, that one says this, let me go. Exactly, just make some and just check out. So I did that. But one of the major things is I like to cook ipapa yamas,
yes.
And at home it's only me who is eating. By bathi sicela usiphekele umphokoqo, and then xa sendiphekele iphinde idlwende umuntu.
Yeah, because kalobona baze like babethambile eating.
But this is what used to happen. When I cook, ufumanisa uba ndingcolise all over. Then my wife would say, wena une-anger wena. You see, anger azawuyibona through the cooking. That is a very light thing, but ungayibona i-anger nasebantwini abashumayelayo, umbona umuntu angry against Satan.
Very personal.
Very personal.
Ngathi Satan ngani ufike ngobuso.
Exactly. Ubona hey man, lo muntu lo ekhona kuphila something. So it's all about now when you're asking the question, how did you acknowledge it? It takes a character of a certain person to admit when he has got weakness on something. Because this strength, pseudo strength that we keep on wearing, it kills us. You're going to acknowledge when you are weak on something. So many people did tell me, you didn't have to react the way you reacted on that one.
It was not necessary.
It was not necessary. You didn't have to talk the way you talked. Even in preaching, when you preach, like I'm saying, you find that you are very angry against Satan, but now when you are very angry against Satan, including the people of God, whom you assume
I can imagine
Satan.
For sure you were angry at police. If you are pulled over.
Police, don't talk about the police.
Even growing up, kuzo zonke izinto zangifuna uba lipolice okanye ijoni.
Anything that looked like white, anything that looked like an Indian. And unfortunately, the therapy was a white person. And then here's the thing. When we went through the sessions, one of the things, maybe let me just mention this, one of the chapters here, it talks of their jails are better than our freedom. I think I'm free because I'm outside. That's what I'm talking about in that chapter. Because I'm outside. But the people who are in jail are better compared to me. Because even though I'm outside, but I'm bound by anger and bitterness. How do you see this? Every time you meet a white person, because something that you are a believer now. You are triggered. Every time you see a police, just for a proceed.
Yes, doing their job.
Their job. When ube extremely angry. Why let anger? It's the trigger of what happened. It's not what has happened now. Now I named it us against them. Because
so these us, it's these people that you're mentioning through your growing up.
The us
the experience.
Guguti, as I grew, I ended up having something at every part of society, every fiber of society has got the enemies and the people who are friends. Unfortunately, the people who, since here I'm referring to anger and bitterness,
Mhm.
you're no longer being oppressed, you're no longer being oppressed by them.
Njengomandela esithi uba hating or holding a grudge onto someone, it's more like you drink a poison
And
it
expect an enemy to die. It's exactly what I'm talking about. This us against them is not necessarily, that is why there's even a statement in it. Remember, as much as they are them to us, we too are them to them. Because while we are using this hatred eye of looking at them, this thing turns back to us. Now, I cannot say it's struggles and benazo, it was because of them. It was because of me. I allowed, because I allowed the anger. I carried this anger for quite a long time. And in my old age, or not necessarily, I ended up drinking the poison, like Mandela said, and expecting my enemies to die. So that is where it's based. Us against them.
And how has been the journey of this one?
Okay, this one, the first one, it's been a great blessing on me. I wrote it in 2017. 2017, yeah.
9 years ago.
Yeah, hey, you're good in that. So in 2017. So in 2018, 2019, I'm not very sure.
Yeah.
So I submitted, there's a Department of Education where you submit the book.